Hello and welcome to the Talk Agile series. My name is Mark Anthony, your favorite host. And today we're going to take a few minutes to talk about poor requirements and the impact of poor requirements on a project. Typically, every project or solution that is developed around understanding what the business requirements are going to be and what needs to be resolved, right? So we've come across quite a bit of information out there that tells us that poor requirements account for a large amount of money wasted or lost across organizations in the United States. Did you know that close to 50 to 150 billion dollars is lost annually as a result of failed projects, resulting from poor requirements? Did you also know that 75% of CEOs today believe that their projects are going to fail as a result of poor requirements or understanding of what those needs could be? Did you also know that 47% of projects that fail as a result of poor requirements? Put all this together. What does that tell you? It tells you that poor requirements plays a very fundamental role in the outcome of a project, or requirements rather play a fundamental role in the outcome of a project, from the point of discovery to the point of validation of the requirements and eventual interpretation or running through the requirement process to deliver the actual solution. Requirements play a central role. With all this information that we have, how do we understand some of the techniques or things that we need to do to make sure we're solving the problems of poor requirements? It all starts with your elicitation. I see a lot of people talk about, oh, I'm gathering requirements. You can't gather requirements when you've not elicited the requirements. And the elicitation process is the process of going deep down, having a deep dive into what the customer or the potential client would need to solve the problems they have. And as you refine and go through those requirements or elicitation process, there are things you need to imbibe. One of the things that you need to imbibe is one, or the techniques that you need to carry along with you, is that you want to first classify your stakeholders. When you have a classification of those who are your stakeholders, you have a better understanding of putting them in a subject matter expert role, right? You identify who amongst them are your subject matter experts. Not only that, you want to have a one on one with each of these individuals, because as you have that one on one conversation with them, you tend to get varied perspectives of the same solution or proposed solution that they want you to build, right? So this now puts you in a position where you're getting that varied perspective and you're able to align it back to the common objective or the common need that needs to be addressed. And not only that, you also want to get to a point where you're now able to consolidate by bringing all these individuals into a single location, especially when you start having issues with, or you're having varied opinions that are clashing and not giving you the kind of answers you need to solve the problem at hand. And then always identify your single points of failure, because single points of failure are things that, if there is only one person that is your subject matter expert in a certain domain and nobody else can give you help in that domain as you go through your elicitation process, because remember, requirements cannot be captured all at once because the needs are constantly evolving. You want to put yourself in a position where you're capturing what you need for what you need to develop at the time and iteratively going through the process, which obviously I would recommend that you use the agile process. So as you go through that notion, you want to keep that in mind, right? And make sure that you don't have these single points of failure that become a stumbling block. And if you have them, what's your strategy to have a walk around? So you have a better visibility into what you need, when you need it, and how you need it delivered to you. So these are our thoughts for today. And we think that with that, you can start eliminating the problems of poor requirements. And then to get the time too, because constantly there's some other things too that you could see where there's just no time. Enough time is not given to go through the discovery process, to understand better, ask the right questions, have the right people in the room where you're having these discussions. So, but again, to keep it in mind, poor requirements. It accounts for close to 50 to 150 billion dollars in losses. So makes 75% of CEOs believe that projects are going to fail. 47% of projects that fail are as a result of poor requirements. And 83% of slipped schedules on projects are also as a result of poor requirements. So ask yourself, as a business analyst, as a product owner, as someone who's a functional line manager or a functional manager, what are you doing to solve the problems of poor requirements in your organization? Are you classifying your stakeholders? Are you doing the right thing by identifying your SMEs? Are you engaging and having a one-on-one conversation with them to pull and gather the right information? And when you do have conflicting ideas or information, are you able to get all the liars in one room, as they always say? And not only that, are you identifying your SPF? If you are doing these things, you're getting closer to solving the problems of poor requirements. Visit us today on Instagram at Agile17. Visit us on Facebook at Agile17 Agile. Visit our Twitter, leave us a comment at Agile17. Send us an email, talkagile@agile17.com. Visit our website as well, www.agile17.com. Leave us a comment, join our community. We're excited for other contributors to our process. Like the shirt I'm wearing today is from Statements for Men. We're very grateful for their contributions to our efforts to delivering knowledge to a broader range of people. Thank you for listening. Until next time, let's talk Agile. Bye.